வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். My dear friends, the enlightened audience, today we are going to deal with a very important subject. Neutralization of anger. The purpose and benefit of the neutralization is to safeguard our treasure. Human treasure is genetic center. That is the cause and effect for all our activities. We have to safeguard it from the contaminations and wrong functions. But anger disturbs very much, contaminates the genetic center, which is giving all the results of the personality of mankind. I think you all know our body is functioning by the biomagnetic force, mentally and physically. Biomagnetic force is nothing but the force of God and its own action. So, when the force of God works, automatically in everything, everywhere, perfectly everything will work. So now, in our body, physical body, life force and magnetic wave, these three systems are working together. Physical body is constructed by the elements, which is considered as 92 kinds. Every element is changing its character or existence. The particles in the element are getting more spinning speed. The number of particles are reducing because some are going away. When they are getting slow in the spinning action, they come together, so it can go only up to 92, not more than that. So, in our physical body, even though it is built up by the elements, always the elements are releasing several numbers of atoms. Free atoms are circulating in our body. Free individual atoms in our body is called life force or astral body. Every particle is consisting of the divine dust, which is called ethereal particle, having its own self-spilling action That is the basic force of magnetism. So, when it gets more speed, the dust particles are going away from the atom. They become wave pattern. That is the real magnetic force. So, in our body, physical body, and astral body is the life force, which is the individual energy particle. The wave starting from the particle is a magnetic wave. So always the magnetism is charged in our body. Wherever the magnetism is working, it will be spinning. Whether it is within the atom or anything. Even in the whole universe, there is no place where there is no magnetic force. So, there is nothing in the universe which is not having spinning action. Even though we cannot see particular thing is not spinning, but at the same time, it is where it is situated, that will be spinning. Because now we are thinking, we are still sitting on the ground. But in reality, the earth is spinning at the speed of 1,000 miles per hour. We are on the earth. Are we not rolling down? Because we are not thrown out from the earth because of the spinning action. We think we are steadily sitting on the ground. So, in that way, in our body, there is physical body, astral body is individual particle, that is life force, and the magnetic wave which is coming from the particles. So wherever the particles are there, it will emit the dust, ethereal dust, which is a magnetic force. So now, when this understanding, you can assume there is no place in the universe where there is no magnetic force. Suppose now we are speaking from India to a friend in London. There is no wire. How it reaches? How we are able to talk? That is because the whole universe is filled with a magnetic force. It is a ocean of magnetism. Therefore, whatever you do here, when you touch here, it goes to the whole universe. So, in our body also, always our life energy particles are releasing the ethereal dust, which is a magnetic wave. Wherever there is a magnetic wave, that is having its own spinning action. So the whole body, that wave is spinning to the whole body. According to the specific gravity system, whatever is spinning, the center will be getting intensified than the periphery. Therefore, in the whole body, even though the energy is circulating, there is a center where intensified magnetism is stored. In the center of the body that is situated, which is called a Mooladhara, that is the center of the body, life, that is a genetic center. Well, considering genetic center, it is just like a dam of water which receives all the rivers and also sends water to all other parts. Like that, whatever we perceive by senses, for the perception, only the extension of our own magnetic force from the genetic center extends and takes the shape and action and then shrinks, come to the center. So, whatever we do, whatever we act, whatever we enjoy, our magnetic force is disturbed, and that disturbance becomes our quality. We are conditioning our own genetic center by our activities and enjoyment and the results. So, this has not come from us. It has come from our parents. Parents got from their parents. In such a way, if you go on tracing, all the animals and other living beings in the evolutionary process, finally, it is having the root only in gravity, God. So, from gravity, the God, up to now, how many millions of years would have gone? How many millions of species are transferred? So now, when it comes through any species, it gets all the characters and qualities of the species. Therefore, in every person, all the characters of living beings through which he is. He was traveling or within one person, any person, what are you? We all are the same, but we have crossed millions and millions of species. So, by working order, as well as thinking capacity and fluctuations and in the frequency, mental frequency, we all are one. But the same has come by the natural process from small insect up to man through all the species. Now, we see, if you want to see any person without emotion or anger, it is very, very impossible. Everybody is having anger. Anger is not coming only from man. When the animals were catching one another for eating food or something, they get anger. Only through many animals form, man has come. Man is having the same quality, emotion, anger. anger presence working only when the mental frequencies go up from 22 to 40 cycle per second. Generally, we all are having our mental frequency from 40 to 40 cycle per second, which is called beta wave. All the activities are going on only in the beta wave. Whenever the same wave comes, the same experience will come as thought force or working force. So, we are subjected to work according to that. Therefore, the anger also. Man is doing wrongs in three ways. That is a mistake or wrong action of our mental work. One is innocence. Second is ignorance. The third is emotion. Innocence is not knowing what will happen if I do this. That innocence is a nature to children as well as not having any thought or research work like that. So, ignorance is not that. What you know already, ignoring your own experience, doing the same mistake again and again, that is ignorance. Ignoring that what you have already experienced. For example, we all hear about 50 people. If we eat more than our digestible limit, we are getting trouble. Uncomfortable feeling. Who is not having the experience of such a trouble? Everybody is having. But at the same time, when the time comes, again we do the same thing and suffer. Oh, I eat more so that my stomach is troubling. We are boiling milk. We know very well. If we keep it boil again more and more, that will go away. Even then, we are keeping the milk on the stove. When it is start boiling, before that, oh, I will go and take the cloth and fold it and keep before it boils. But when before you return, that will boil again. How many times you would have got the experience? The same mistake again and again we are doing. So, this is ignorance. And emotion out of that is one-sided, partiality, or too much love. We are getting emotions. Emotions will come to anybody because our body functions, mental functions are going on working only by the action of God, gravity. The main force which is having self-compressive and surrounding pressure force, that is working within us. Even I lift my hand, I can say I am lifting. What is the Shakti? I have not made it. What is the power? I did not make it. But it is the force of God, fraction of the force of God. So we forget in our lifetime, in all our activities, the gravity, the power of God is main. We forget it and then we say, I have done it, I am doing it, like that. So this is called a unbelievable ego. Because of the ego is a God-forgotten thought or mind. Then the emotional modes are coming. That emotional modes are taking mainly 6 temperaments. Inordinate desire, anger, miserliness, immoral sexual passion, vanity and vengeance. So these all are against the comfortable life of mankind. It disturbs the comfort of the mankind, bodily and mentally. So whatever we do once, any discomfortable function, it affects the genetic center, because whatever we do, we get the same effect. It becomes our own character or quality. From the date of birth up to now, whatever we have done, we thought of, we experienced, all are becoming our own character. So, even from the hereditary effect, we are having millions of thoughts and actions like that. But to live as a man, we should not have any emotional box, because all the living beings are living naturally. They cannot prepare food for themselves. But man is able to grow many kinds of food and eat. And then according to that, every man's life is going on with the result of labors of the whole world. What are the productions, manufactures going on in the world? All are coming to our life. From morning to evening, we are enjoying thousands of things. All are not prepared, manufactured by us. So each one is living by the cooperative work of labor of the whole world. So, man has to follow some principles in life. The ego or any emotional mood should not be there. Particularly the anger takes our mental frequency very, very, very high. How much the mental frequency goes higher and higher, that much our energy is converted and consumed waste. So this becomes a disease. This becomes a habit. This becomes our own character. So, from the very beginning of mankind, there were some that is realized persons. They are called Mahans or Gurus. They found this should be controlled. All emotional modes should be controlled for better life. So that everybody has given some instruction and some guidance. Still, can you see anybody without anger? If you go and ask anybody, are you getting anger? Oh, he will get anger at once. So, it has become a part of our working order of the mind. When we are not aware of our mental frequency going wrong, the anger will increase more and more. One fact you all know, with whom you are getting anger very often. Those who are serving or working for the best of our own welfare, we are getting anger very often with that person only than others. So, we are losing the friendship and also the welfare of our life force. So, now we have to take a decision. All the temperaments, particularly anger, should be neutralized. Whatever way neutralized, the basic structure or habit will remain, but we are doing only it should not arise. That's what we can do. So, we use the word neutralize the anger. Everybody is aware of the anger and the bad effects. One well-realized person in India, that is Thiruvalluvar, he says, the anger is spoiling the person who is having it. Also, it will disturb the friendship of him and make him alone. Because anger will come very often only with the very close friends. Therefore, the friendship is spoiled. Because the anger is working with a higher frequency, mind is spoiled and also the body is spoiled. Body is getting so many diseases. So, it disturbs own life as well as it disturbs the friendship. If one loses both, self and the other, the friends, what will remain? What will be the source of our enjoyment? Therefore, knowing all this, we have to take a decision. We should not get angry. Even the decision is one of the strength of our own mind. But such a decision comes only in the very subtle frequency, good conduct, and such a decision only will come and remain the subtle frequencies. There is no aggravation. So now we all are practicing meditation, Kundalini meditation. Kundalini is genetic center, nothing other than that. Kundam means heat or fire. It is general common for male and female, so it is called Ali. Kunda Ali. That means for both male and female, the common fuel is Kundam. So we are meditating only on the Kundalini. We are focusing our mind on it. Mind is a part of a Kundalini. So automatically the frequency reduces when you keep focusing on the Kundalini Shakti. In all our activities, we are having only 14 to 40 cycles per second. When you are working, very often the same cycle will come and we will get the same thought, same action, same force. So we have to get aloof from such emotional modes. When we do the meditation again and again for a long time, we will have the habit of keeping our mind in the subtle frequencies. So we can avoid, for example, there is one officer who used to go to office at 10 o'clock. But at 9 o'clock he is sitting and writing something on the table. He saw the clock. Oh, now it is 9. I have to take bath and food and go. It is the right time. I should not waste. He keeps the pen on the table and then start closing. His boy of 4 years is watching only with the focusing of his mind. When our father will keep the pen, I have to take, I will repair it. So this man saw this boy's. So I should not keep it. So here and there, when the boy is not seeing, he kept this on the bureau. Then he starts going. When he starts from the office, from the house to office, he wants pen to work in the office. So he sees here and there. He cannot see the pen. He forgot because he was at that time very slow mental frequency. Now, because he is in emotional mode, the frequency is more, he cannot remember it. Then, all right, let me go and see. He goes to the office. When he is working, automatically when his mind is coming to the same frequency, oh, I kept my pen on that bureau. I forgot it. Like this, whatever we do, that takes imprint or character in our genetic center in the same frequency. When the same frequency comes again, all such thoughts are coming. So, in the management of neutralization of anger, we have to keep in mind that our mental frequency should not go up. And our meditation will help very much, because when you do meditation on the Kundalini force, automatically it reduces. It comes to the alpha wave, which is 8 to 13. When you go on practicing this will stay always, even when you are sitting and doing other work, that frequency will come as habit. So, now with the frequency you cannot adjust yourself. If you want to learn something that needs a certain frequency of the mind, you cannot attune your mind to that frequency, even though you have, unless the practice brings you to that effect. Therefore, we are doing meditation to be in alpha wave and theta wave. Sometimes, rarely, delta wave also will come. Therefore, when we practice to be in the particular waves, whatever you want to learn, when you think of the subject, our mental way will be very much suitable to that. Automatically, that will get attuned. So, our meditation is giving such wonderful effect to have a good mind, sharp mind. Sharp mind means if you do meditation, that is focusing on one thing, that is one. And then the same mind will be working in our day-to-day life very virtuously, not to go wrong. Like that, there are so many good things in the practice of meditation. So now you all are doing meditation. You can easily neutralize the anger and taking decision. Taking decision and following in action is not easy for everybody. Man is wonderful animal who is always struggling between habit and wisdom. He will not forget the wisdom, but he will not change the habit. It is very difficult. But when you come to the understanding of the mental frequency and practice, then whatever you think, your mental frequency will get attuned to that. Then you are able to do that. Think what you wish. So in that way, let us do the practice for neutralization of anger. Simply hearing that, listening that anger is very bad is not enough. Already we got several times anger. When the such time comes, automatically anger will come. So everybody is having such wonderful experience. Unless you practice it, particularly practice the mind to control the anger, you cannot get it. Now, for that, in our system, Manavala Kalai, that is our sky system, we are having a practice. You all are having the diary. You take one sheet and learn the practice as I say. First, you have to write down names of all people with whom you are getting anger in everyday life. 1, 2, 3, like that. This practice I have given to many people of the world. I traveled throughout the world several times, and I taught this method to many people. Then they will write the names of the people with whom you are getting anger. All right, my dear friend, if the person is a lady, I will go and ask, my dear sister, have you returned? Yes. Can I see? Who are the persons? They will get shy sometime. Yes, please give. My dear sister, who is the person in the top? You have written 1, 2, 3. My husband. If it is a man, he will say, my wife. See, the whole world, 90% of people are not knowing how to deal with their own partner. Spoiling the relationship by anger. Then you have to tick with whom you are getting anger very often. Again, you numeral way 1 to 3. All right, now you got your system ready for practice. Start practice. Take the first person, almost as I say, husband and wife, or brothers, or so. Husband and wife, if you take, all right, how long our relationship is going on? Oh, from the date of marriage. From that date up to now, how much enjoyment, experience, happiness I had with that person. Remember one after other. It will come automatically because that is the frequency. Then you think, oh, such a wonderful person who has given me so much happy experience. That is, there are only 4 in the mental frequencies. That is, peace, pain, pleasure, peace, and ecstasy. So, you have to see how much experience you have. This experience as given by that person, my wife or husband. If I get angry, that is the disturbance and the humiliation. So, I should not do that. They will, if I get anger, she or he will get very much annoyed with mind. Such a trouble I should not do, because she or he has done so much good for me. Remember all those things. Then only we will know the value of the partnership. Again, you have to take. Shall I continue to have the anger to disturb this person? What will be the decision? That is not necessary. It is very bad. Take a decision. Fixing the man or woman in the mind. Take the decision by auto-suggestion. Never I will get anger with you hereafter. From this moment, I will be aware of not having anger with you because you are very much related and a treasure for me. Such you have to practice very often. All right. Now in that way, take the next person, do the same practice. And from tomorrow onwards, you take the first person in the morning time, you take the decision the whole day. Be aware of not having any anger with that person, whatever he does. Getting angry is not giving any good result. Some may say, oh, he is doing wrong. How can I rectify? It is not your duty. One thing we have to know. No one can reform another person by word or any way. Because everybody is having such a personality by 16 factors. So, that cannot be thrown out in a day. So, work with one person, very important person, first person, 1 week. Whenever you think of him, whenever you see that person, all the practice will come to the mind and you will be aware. Never you will get anger. From the 8th day, you take the second person, only 1 day practice is enough. 1 day, another. So if you have 10% in the list, you can close. 9 plus 7, 16 days. So, by reducing your anger, reducing your mental frequency, your body, blood pressure is coming to the normal even though it is high. All other effects relating to the anger or emotional mood, that also will come down. Such a new life can be enjoyed by anybody who is practicing this. Unless you practice it, I know that the anger is bad. Then when it comes, you will forget. That will come. So, this management is very, very, very important. Neutralization of anger comes as your own good effect. Everything you can control by mind. Everything you can face mentally in the world. Your mind will get so strong, so aware, so what you think, the same way you can act. Such a wonderful personality you will have. It is within us, but never we use it. Now, this practice will make you understand. You can make this practice in any other way, whatever you want, by thinking and taking the decision, you can get it. So, my dear friends, by being a family man, I am not simply sannyasi. Being a family man, having several years of family life, and being a very good industrial personnel in the weaving faculties. I have got so many experiences. So I practiced this and got the benefit in the meditation and research and all other faculties. Now, whatever one gets benefit, that is not remaining within that man only. It has to spread. Like that, I have given to all of you my own experiences. When you are hearing, your mental frequency is very much reduced. This time, you will get such a wonderful mental quality to think and do whatever you want. So, practice this, enjoy the peaceful life, and teach to other friends whenever you want to. And enjoy the results. With these words, I conclude my speech, wishing all of you good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom and peace. வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வளமுடன். சம்மரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க.
Respected Swamiji and dear friends, we had a wonderful discourse on neutralization of anger from the Maharishi. As you have been listening, it has not been taken from any textbook. It is just distilled experience given to us as juice. All that we have to do is to drink and enjoy. That's exactly what he was saying. So much of hard life over decades, all that he has put it, and he says that anything good, it is my duty to share with others. Very few of us are able to do that. Swamiji used to say that the greatest disease is not AIDS, it is not cancer, it is not SARS, which we all think. If at all, the greatest disease in humanity is anger. If you can see the entire world history for thousands of years, and if you have seen what is that disease which has created so much of death, so much of misery, so much of untold problems in individual life, in the life of family, in the life of society, in the life of the whole world, that one disease is anger. And unfortunately, with the advancement of science, the destroying power of anger is increasing. And previously, we must have used stones when we got angry. But today, we can use nuclear bombs. So if one disease has to be cured for the world to be happy, it is this disease of neutralizing anger. Unfortunately, the world has not identified this as a disease at all. In fact, many of us think that to become angry is manly, that it is natural. But Swamiji says, no, it is not. Yes, we have got it from the animals. But having become a human being, we have a choice. There is no choice at all. We have to change that habit. of not getting angry, whatever be the provocation. This is the type of diseases we have got because of anger. Blood pressure, problems in the eyes, ulcer, you name any disease, one of the root causes will be anger. So you spoil your health physically, mentally, spiritually. You can't reach perfection because once you are angry, your frequency goes in the opposite direction. You cannot understand the realization of truth. So individually, a man becomes a wreck. And as a part of the society, all relationships, your beautiful relationship between husband and wife, between parents and children, between the manager and the employees, everything gets spoiled because of anger. And all the world wars, everywhere. So you see, the individual is wrecked, the society loses its harmony. All because we don't know how to deal with anger. We all know all these problems, but then Swamiji says we can get success by just following two things. How is it that the anger which has troubled us so much, how Swamiji is able to give solution and says simple solution is only this. Two. One is, by meditation, you are coming to lower frequency. Anger will come only in higher frequency. So as you practice this lower frequency every day, you will not reach that frequency. So you will not behave as you have been behaving. So he is teaching meditation for us to be at lower level. So it is not just theory. A practice is there. You have a willpower and keep your mental frequency low. And when it is low, anger cannot touch you. Second thing, he says that a simple practice, again he said 90% of the population thinks that husband and wife is the greatest partner in anger, not partner in happiness. What is a life if we can't live happily with our husband and wife, with children? Is a life worth living? When that is pointed out, we think anger is against the the enemy countries. But he points out that the anger is only against extremely close people. Once we realize this, that how ungrateful we have been to person who has been working for 20, 30 years, always thinking of our welfare, always trying to do good to us, to such a person, instead of being thankful, instead of being grateful constantly, you just insult them by getting anger. We are worse than animals. Even the animals are grateful. A dog is a very animal which is so grateful. We go even below that. We are not only ungrateful, we don't thank people doing it, especially with his family members, we take it for granted. Whatever they do, they say we have to do it. We take it for granted. Not only that, on the other hand, we insult them. Can there be anything more uncharitable? So when he points out this, we suddenly realize that for 20, 30 years we have lost our life. We have lost the family harmony. And I've seen people crying. People are supposed to be so successful in life. When it is pointed out by Swamiji, they say that, in fact, one of the famous directors came here, film director, very popular man, and he said he was about 70. And he saw that the crowd consists of people who are younger also. He said that here is a group that are aged between 20 and 30, they are all here. Let me share my experience. Because of anger, I had lost my family. Please don't repeat this. Just listen to Swamiji and see that you don't get angry. Neutralize that anger immediately. And just one more point which Swamiji mentions it beautifully. He says that we always think of what the other person has not done. Our wife for last 30 years, what she has not done, only that comes to me. But what she has done for last 20 years, that does not come. There's one or two small acts in which you have got difference. Only that you magnify and you think of only that. Or with your father or mother. But what they have been doing all these years, if you constantly think of that, consciously think of that, you cannot get angry with such a person who has devoted his life to you. So this constant awareness of what the other person has done, that gratefulness, with that gratefulness and with the strength of mind by doing meditation, you become a totally different person. Everyone wants to have company with you. And your health will be okay. and the harmony in the society will be there. This is the type of persons we require for world peace. The peace at in the individual will come if we can get over this one mood called anger, one disease, one dreaded disease called anger. So we just don't have words to thank Swamiji. All that we can do is to, having prepared that list, use it with them for 1 week, with the first person, and do it with others. That will be a greatest service to Swamiji, to yourself, to your family, and to the whole world. I take this opportunity to thank Swamiji once again for coming for the second day and addressing us and giving us on a talk on analysis of thought and also neutralization of anger. If only we can learn these two things, that is enough for PDC. Thank you very much. Oh, he wants to ask a question.
Dear friends, you all are here, please, 1 minute. Heard about the neutralization of anger. When you continue in this exercise, finally you will reach how to get peace in the world. Only there are two destructive phenomena in the universe. One is anger in the individuals. Other is war in the world. So far, how many learned persons have come? They have not given any system or awareness about the war. Is war necessary for the world, for mankind? No. Even then, nobody raised this question so far. How the anger is killing a man and destroying his happiness, the war is killing all the people, many people, and same time destroying the happiness of the whole world. It continues. So, this thought of releasing the anger, this will extend to the world, that the war should not happen. Can we not make a system in the universe, in the world, make the war as a crime, international crime? War is to be declared as crime, international crime in the world. Because without giving any benefit to mankind, it destroys all the happiness in all fields of life. So, our organization is called World Peace Organization. With these words, I wish all of you happy and blissful life. Please come.
There used to be a cobra, a poisonous snake as well program. He used to live under a bridge. And every time anybody would come, living being, he will just try to hit him, make him angry. So one day the sage came and asked, why you are doing it? So he said, look, I'm the king here and I have to do it. If I don't do that, it's no good. But I want my salvation, so what do I do? So the sage says, don't be angry. Right. So he went away. After a few days, the sage came. The cobra was half dead. He said, how it happened? He said, Swamiji, you told me not to be angry. Everybody was throwing stone at me, right? And I'm almost half dead. Then the Swamiji told him, I told you not to be angry, but that doesn't mean don't show the anger. Right? Now, how do we reconcile? The same thing happens with the nations. We want peace everywhere, but unless the nations show the anger, somebody will come and hit, to that serpent, throw stones at them. So how do we reconcile that? We want to be at a wave of 8 to 13, but unless we show anger from time to time, it's not easy to control others who are mischievous.
You don't try to control others. what you are going to do by getting anger with any person doing mistake. You are spoiling yourself as well as all your lifetime because of increasing anger. That becomes a disease. Instead, just you try to adjust or sometimes sacrifice your welfare for a little, for the best of your own life as well as by the society. So, this is to be, if you get anger, what you are going to do. Some mistake, some crime, that's what we can do. And the same crime will increase more and more. That will bring very many effects. When you think of all those continuous things, then you will be careful that let me suffer little. This should end with me, not to spread to the others. May I protect all of us in all our activities, day and night, in all places. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.